The business session will come to order. We are now holding a meeting of the 95th Illinois FFA State Convention. Mr. Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there.
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the president in maintaining order.
The Reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The Treasurer.
Stationed by the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there.
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements just as Washington kept his farm account, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standing through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The Secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there.
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The Advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Mr. Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is the symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
There are 126 members and guests present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here? To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess. May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this, the business session of the 95th Illinois FFA State Convention, duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and I would like to take this time to thank each and every member who is tuned in as a delegate representing their chapter here at the first session, our business session of the 95th Illinois FFA State Convention. It is an honor to serve as a delegate for the Illinois FFA, and the decisions you make in this session will greatly influence our organization for years to come. This convention is held every year to complete delegate business. Serving as a delegate gives each one of you the privilege to represent your chapter, but with these privileges come duties and guidelines to follow. After the business session has begun, please remain tuned in until the completion of our session. If you have any issues throughout the business session, send a chat message privately to your district FFA Board Adult Representative. From District 1 is Mr. Trent Tabor. District 2 is Mr. Jason Perry. District 3 is Mr. Wyatt McGrew. District 4 is Ms. Jacqueline Meisner. And from District 5 is Mrs. Jennifer Earhart. Please stay alert during the business session. The more focused we are, the sooner we can complete the required business. It is important that you pay close attention to all of the presented information so you can make a well-informed decision. You must realize that every decision you make as a delegate will impact our over 41,000 Illinois FFA members. If you fulfill your duties and cooperate with us, our business session will run smoothly and we will all enjoy our time during this business session. For all the hard work you put in as a delegate, you will not go without a reward. You will receive a 95th Illinois FFA State Convention t-shirt, which is sponsored by the Illinois Farm Bureau and Southern Illinois University. With that being said, there is one requirement to receive this shirt, but it's very simple. You must do an outstanding job serving as a delegate attending today's business session and join us for the election session on June 15th, starting at 7 a.m., which I know you all will do. We thank you again for your cooperation and congratulations on being selected to serve as a delegate. As you entered the Zoom, the Illinois FFA Board of Directors verified your delegate admission. If you are leaving the delegate Zoom, please type a message into the chat box. It is very important that we keep a record of who is attending the session and who will be placing a vote. All motions, questions, seconds, or any action items must be typed into the chat box and directed to me, the chair, in a private message. When typing in the chat box, please type your name and your section in that order. Due to the circumstances of conducting our business in a virtual format, all business is limited to what is currently on the agenda and has already been shared. The chair will not entertain motions or actions that are not relevant to the business that has been identified and presented. Before we begin our official business of the day, we have a few practice questions to test out our voting system and learn more about the delegates. Our first question is, what year in school are you? Please follow the instructions on your screen and on your voting device. And as a reminder and for clarification, we are using the election buddy system. So you shouldn't send your vote to me directly. This should be done through election buddy. If you're struggling getting onto that, go back to the email that was sent to you by your advisor, and your access code and password will be on there, and instructions on how to get to that will be linked there in that email. And I believe there's only about 10 seconds remaining to vote. And looks like we have a lot of different participants on here, and most of which are either juniors or seniors. Our next test question for roll call is, what is your population demographic? Or in other words, where do you live? In a city, town, rural area, or farm? Please follow the instructions on the screen and on your voting device.
freaking.
All right, looks like we have our votes tallied for that, with our farm winning at 35.7%. Our third test question is, have you attended a crew meeting within the past year? Please once again follow the instructions shown on the screen and on your voting device. All right, looks like our votes have been counted for that. We do encourage all of you to try and join some crew meetings next year, but are happy to see many of you have joined crew. Our final test question is, which FFA district are you from? Please once again follow the instructions on your screen and vote on your voting device. Awesome. Looks like our district vote is in, and we're happy to see that we have plenty of representatives from each of our 5 FFA districts. So with that, that ends kind of our roll call and our test questions. Before we move on to official business, are there any questions that I can answer? If so, please type them directly to me in the chat box or to your FFA district representative. I will give about 1 minute to let these questions roll in. Okay, the one question I did receive was if you weren't able to answer the first couple of questions, is that okay? And it definitely is. Our final question served as our delegate. And then I'm going to direct this question towards our session proctor. It says, how long should we expect to wait before we see the current question on our devices? It's been refreshing several times. I've only heard that from one individual, so that could also be a connection issue.
So as we transition from one question to the next, you can expect 15 to 30 seconds before the system gets the first question up on the screen. Once the question launches, there should be between a minute and a minute and a half to answer each question once that session is live. So again, keep doing what you're doing, refresh your screen if it's not available. 15 to 30 seconds, it should be available, and then you'll have a minute to a minute and a half to vote once it is.
Perfect, thank you. Those were all the questions that I had. So with that, we'll move on to official delegate business. Madam Secretary, could you please read the number of delegates in the Zoom delegate room, as well as the required vote for majority and 2/3 majority vote?
There are 126 delegates present. A majority vote for the delegate business session 1 is 64, and a 2/3 vote is 84.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. What is our first item of business on the agenda?
Madam President, the first item of business is the approval of the state FFA degrees.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. This year, 559 members have been recommended to receive their state FFA degree. These members have kept numerous years of detailed records on their SAE programs, strived for academic excellence, completed the proper applications and interviews, and have performed their greatest abilities to meet the requirements set by the Illinois FFA Constitution. The final step to receiving this degree is the approval by the state convention delegates. Those who are selected to receive this degree are the best of the best within our association and have been recommended to receive the highest honor that the Illinois FFA can bestow upon its members. In order to honor their hard work and dedication, the chair would now entertain a motion to accept all recommended candidates for the Illinois FFA state degree. Their names can be found in the link in the chat. The chair recognizes the delegate from section 11.
Brighton Encounter, Section 11. I move to accept the 559 candidates recommended by the Illinois Association FFA State FFA Degree Review Committee for the Illinois FFA State Degree.
Thank you. Is there a second? The chair recognizes the delegate from section 23.
Sarah McGehee, Section 23. I second that motion.
It has been moved and seconded to accept all 559 candidates for the Illinois FFA state degree. This motion is amendable, debatable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any debate? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. Please follow the instructions on your voting device to cast your vote for the approval of the state FFA degrees. The ayes have it and the motion passes. Let the record show that all candidates for the state FFA degree have been approved. Madam Secretary, what is our next item of business?
The next item of business is the approval of the honorary state FFA degrees.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. The honorary state FFA degree is awarded to the individual to render outstanding service and dedication to the Illinois Association FFA. These individuals have dedicated a great amount of time and effort to the betterment of our organization. This year, 41 candidates have been recommended for this honor, and you can find their names by clicking the link in the chat. In order to present these candidates with their well-deserved degrees, I would now entertain a motion to accept the candidates for the honorary state FFA degree. The chair recognizes the delegate from section 17.
Macy Kingren, Section 17. I move to accept the candidates recommended for the honorary state FFA degree.
Thank you. Is there a second? The chair recognizes the delegate from section 2.
Kelton Schwamberger, Section 2. I second that motion.
Thank you. It has been moved and seconded to accept the 41 candidates recommended for their honorary state FFA degree. This motion is debatable, amendable, and requires a majority vote. Is there any debate? Seeing none, we shall now proceed to vote. Please follow the instructions on the screen and on your voting device. The ayes have it and the motion passes. Let the record show that all candidates recommended for their honorary state FFA degree have been accepted. Madam Secretary, what is our next item of business?
The next item of business is a test vote for the office of president.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. We will now conduct a test vote. As a reminder, this is only a test. Madam Secretary, please read the list of qualified candidates for the office of state FFA president as they appear on the ballot.
The candidates for president as they appear on the ballot are Mickey Mouse, Captain America, Batman, Minnie Mouse, Iron Man, Superman, Donald Duck, Spider-Man, Flash, Daisy Duck.
Thank you. Delegates, please cast your vote on your voting device and follow the instructions that can be found there. And just as a reminder, we really appreciate you all bearing with us during this testing process. We are just using this to test out as many possible things we could think of that may happen during the election session. So we appreciate your patience during this. And remind you that it's only a test and Captain America will not be our next state president. We are currently working on deciding our cuts for president so we can also practice a president cut. In the Illinois Association FFA, major state officers must be elected by a majority vote, and a majority vote has not yet been reached for the office of testing the office of state FFA president. We must continue to vote until a majority has been reached. After viewing the votes, it is the chair's recommendation to keep the top 4 and drop the bottom 6 candidates. The chair would now entertain a motion.
Madam Chair,
The chair recognizes the delegate from section 6.
Molly Griffey, Section 6. I move to accept the chair's recommendation to keep the top 4 and drop the bottom 6.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Madam Chair,
The chair recognizes the delegate from section 18.
Jackson Ehlers, Section 18. I second that motion.
Thank you. It has been moved and seconded to keep the top 4 candidates and drop the bottom 6 for the office of state FFA president. Is there any debate? Seeing none, we shall proceed to vote. All in favor of keeping the top 4 and dropping the bottom 6 candidates for the office of state FFA president, please type yes in the chat box. All that are opposed, please type no. Once again, if you're in favor of this, please direct message me a yes. And if you are opposed, please type a no. The yeses have it and the motion passes. Madam Secretary, will you please read the names of the candidates we'll be voting on for the office of FFA president?
The candidates as they appear on the ballot are Captain America, Batman, Minnie Mouse, Spider-Man.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Delegates, please cast your vote on your voting device. There was a delay in launching the votes, so please be sure you do vote for our office of test FFA president. All right, we are going to go ahead and test out one more thing on our voting devices. So we have not yet reached another majority vote, so the chair's recommendation is to keep the top 2 candidates and drop the bottom 2 candidates for the office of State FFA President. If you're in favor, please type yes in the chat box one more time for me, and if you're opposed, please type no. All right, the yeses have it and the motion passes. Madam Secretary, please read the names of the candidates we will be voting on for State President.
The candidates as they appear on the ballot are Captain America, Batman.
Thank you. Delegates, please vote one more time for these 2 candidates. The results are in, and our test vote for Illinois FFA State President is Captain America. Thank you all for your cooperation and patience as we tested out a few things on our system, as it is our goal to use the system during the election session during our state convention this June. Madam Secretary, what is our next item of business?
Our next item of business are the committee reports.
Thank you. Every year, the Illinois FFA State Officer Team, which consists of 5 major state officers, along with the section presidents from each of the 25 sections in Illinois, that divides into five different committees to focus on a specific topic and do their best to enhance the FFA, agriculture, or agricultural education in a specific area. This past year, every section president, with a major state officer as their chair, has worked very hard in their special committee to develop a plan of action to spark growth and leadership and electrify connections within our FFA membership. We have also worked closely with members of the Chapter Representative Engagement Webinar, or CREW, to come up with ideas and implement them. If you attend any of the CREW meetings, go ahead and wave to our camera now. I know we've seen lots of familiar faces on there. It was great to be able to work with all of you outstanding individuals throughout the past year. If you're interested in attending CREW, please fill out the Google form that will be linked in your chat to sign up. If these committees' final reports are approved by the delegates, they will be forwarded to the Illinois FFA Board of Directors for approval at their summer meeting. It is your responsibility as delegates to represent your respective chapters and make your views evident. If you have any questions or need further explanation on any of the reports or recommendations, please ask in the chat box. Our 5 committees this year were the Advisor Retention and Recruitment Committee, the Foundation Support Committee, the Agricultural Literacy Committee, the Membership Engagement Committee, and the Leadership Development Committee. The information about these committees is being presented is important to the future of our organization. So it is crucial that you pay close attention to each report. The process by which we accept these reports is simple. You'll find the names of each committee and its members on the screen. Please take a moment to review the committee report. We are asking the designated committee representative to give the motion and accept the committee report. Because it is a committee report, there will be an implied second. After debate is finished, the report will be voted on. We will now proceed to the next committee. Our first committee report is from the Advisor Retention and Recruitment Committee. The designated committee representative to move and accept it is Mr. Blake Twinhoffel. Blake, please begin reviewing the report.
Whereas agriculture teachers and FFA advisors dedicate their time and energy to the success of their chapter and members. And whereas many teachers can be overwhelmed by their workload and expectation of dedicating weekend and evening hours towards FFA. And whereas, according to a report from ilaged.org, the average length of teaching is currently 10.56 years, and the median years of teaching is 7. And whereas the committee was formed to provide encouragement and thanks to teachers across the state to improve advisor retention rates. Therefore, it be resolved, future committee members continue to write congratulations and thank you cards to show appreciation for the work advisors do. And be it further resolved, future committee members continue to provide small tokens of appreciation for advisors at events and conferences. And it be further resolved, future committee members create connections with university, agriculture, education programs, and develop strategies for recruitment of agriculture educators. And be it further resolved, future committee members continue to share advisor spotlights and Illinois FFA social media to celebrate our outstanding teachers. The Advisor Retention Committee members Rachel Hood, Brooke Dawson, Cooper Nelson, Blake Twinhoffel, Sarah McGehee, and Riley Kessler. Madam President, I move to accept the Advisor Retention Committee report as presented.
Thank you. There is an implied second. This motion is debatable and amendments are allowed. Is there any debate? If so, please type in the chat box. Seeing none, we shall now proceed to vote. Please follow the instructions on the screen and on your voting device. The ayes have it and the motion passes. At this time, we will now begin to review the Foundation Support Committee. Kylie Sadoff is the designated committee representative to move and accept this report. Kylie, please begin reviewing the report.
Whereas recognizing the Illinois Association FFA is a nonprofit organization whose main source of income is provided by the Illinois Foundation FFA, and whereas acknowledging the Illinois Foundation FFA is in continuous need of more financial support and increased awareness. And whereas it is vital that Illinois FFA members play a role in fulfilling the purpose of the foundation and giving back to the organization. And whereas it is important to recognize the merit of American degree recipients and to persuade them to give back to the foundation, which has given so much to them. Therefore, be it resolved, the Foundation Support Committee should continue to spread awareness of the foundation and solicit donations through letter writing, social media, and seek additional relationships with business and industry partners. And be it further resolved, the Foundation Support Committee shall play a part in helping the FFA members become connected with local businesses and industries to cultivate new connections and sponsorships. And be it further resolved, it is suggested that the Foundation Support Committee creates and organizes a rotation of 4 annual fundraisers to support the foundation and raise awareness of the Illinois Foundation FFA. And be it further resolved, the Foundation Support Committee should continue to write letters of congratulations to American degree recipients and request their support of the foundation, as well as seek support from other groups, such as state FFA degree recipients. Dynamically submitted, Foundation Support Committee, Haley Bodie, Peter Mativier, Kaylin Moreland, Kylie Sadoff, and David Ramirez. Madam President, I move to accept the Foundation Support Committee report as presented.
Thank you. There is an implied second. This motion is debatable and amendments are allowed. Is there any debate? If so, once again, please type in the chat box. Seeing no debate, we will now proceed to vote. Please follow the instructions on your voting device and cast your vote. The ayes have it and the motion passes. The next committee report that we will be reviewing is the Agricultural Literacy Committee. Kendra Downing is the committee representative designated to move and accept the report. Kendra, please take time to review the report and begin reading.
Agriculture Literacy Committee report. Whereas understanding that agriculture is responsible for producing all of the food, fiber, and fuel the world needs, and since 1928, FFA has prepared future generations for the challenges of meeting the needs of a growing global population. Whereas it is crucial that FFA members continue to showcase agricultural literacy at in-person events in order that their peers and the general public may know of the importance of all facets of agriculture, and whereas the importance of acknowledging facts about agriculture via social media in relation to the local and state level has been and will continue to be a prime means of connecting the consumer with the producers who help put food on the table. Therefore, be it resolved that Agriculture Literacy Committee be formed again in subsequent years to continue publishing AgFact Friday videos, working across all social media platforms, and attending in-person interactions across the state to share the story of agriculture with students in Illinois and the general public. Be it further resolved, the Agriculture Literacy Committee works with the Agriculture in the Classroom to celebrate Ag Literacy Week by encouraging FFA members to teach others about agriculture through face-to-face interaction in their schools and communities with the help of their Ag in the Classroom county coordinators and the committee. Be it further resolved that the Agriculture Literacy Committee promotes agricultural activities, projects, and lesson plans to FFA members, advisors, and the public during Agriculture Literacy Week via social media in order for agriculture education resources to be more easily integrated into the classroom and readily available to all. Respectfully submitted, Agriculture Literacy Committee. Kate Colgan, Benjamin Bremer, Kelton Schwamberger, Kendra Downing, Jaden Mahler, and Jack Wall. Madam President, I move to accept the Production Agriculture Committee report as presented.
Thank you. There is once again an implied second. This motion is debatable and amendable. Is there any debate? If so, please type in the chat box. Seeing none, we shall now proceed to vote. Once again, please follow the instructions on the screen and on your voting device to cast your vote. The ayes have it and the motion passes. Our next committee report is presented by the Leadership Development Committee. Ms. Lydia Phelps is the designated committee representative to move and accept the report. Lydia, please begin reviewing the report.
Whereas the FFA mission statement outlines the organization's goal of developing students' potential for premier leadership. And whereas chapter FFA officers take on a role within their chapter to lead, plan, and execute various activities. And whereas Illinois FFA is continuously working to ensure each member has a positive experience at an Illinois FFA conference, camp, or convention they attend. Therefore, be it resolved that a central space is created where Illinois FFA members can access materials for officer development as well as leadership development. And be it further resolved, the Illinois Association FFA creates a chapter officer development committee to address the needs of the FFA's current chapter officers. And be it further resolved, Illinois FFA continues to collect feedback from all conferences, camps, and conventions, and use that feedback to continuously improve members' experience and strengthen their takeaways. Respectfully submitted, the Leadership Development Committee, Derek Sample, Thaddeus Bergschneider, Macy Kingren, Jackson Ehlers, Madeline Brummer, and Lydia Phelps. Madam President, I move to accept the Leadership Development Committee's report as presented.
Thank you. There is an implied second. Again, this motion is debatable and amendable. Is there any debate? If so, please type in the chat box. Seeing none, we shall now proceed to vote. Please follow the instructions on the screen and on your voting device to cast your vote. The ayes have it and the motion passes. Our final committee report is the Member Engagement Committee. Ms. Chloe Chastain is the designated committee representative to move and accept the report. Chloe, please begin reviewing the report.
Whereas the Member Engagement Committee was formed to allow for outreach to all members in the state, and whereas there is a disconnect between members and the major state officer team and the staff that work at the Illinois FFA Center, and whereas the Member Engagement Committee highlights officers of FFA sections across Illinois, and whereas it is beneficial to share career and leadership development achievements directly to members. Therefore, be it resolved that all forms of social media be used in an attempt to unite all members of Illinois FFA, and be it further resolved, social media be utilized as a way to highlight section officers and other members of the association, and be it further resolved, social media be utilized to highlight what occurs in the lives of the major state officers and at the Illinois FFA Center, and be it further resolved, all finalized state contest results be posted to the Illinois FFA social media in a timely manner. Respectfully submitted, Levi Meyerhofer, Chloe Chastain, Braden DeCounter, Molly Griffey, Lucy Peterson, and Eric Wisely. Madam President, I move to accept the Member Engagement Committee report as presented.
Thank you. There is an implied second. This motion is debatable and amendable. If there is any debate, please type so in the chat box. Seeing no debate, we shall now proceed to vote. Please follow the instructions on your screen and on your voting device to cast your vote. The ayes have it and the motion passes.
Madam President,
The chair recognizes the delegate from section 6.
Molly Griffey, Sycamore. I move to adjourn.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Go. Macy Kingren, Paxton Buckley Loda. I second that motion.
It has been moved and seconded to adjourn this meeting. Please follow the instructions on your screen and on your voting device to cast your vote on adjournment.
All those in favor of adjournment, please put in the chat. There's not an online voting slide for adjournment.
So all those in favor of adjournment, please type yes, and all those opposed, please type no. The yeses have it and the motion passes. Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
Why, yes, I do, Madam President. As a reminder, the business session for elections begins at 7:30 a.m. Thursday, June 15th during the 95th Illinois FFA State Convention at the Bank of Springfield Center. You do not want to miss the opportunity to cast a ballot for the 2023-2024 state officer team. Also, keep in mind there is a proposed constitutional amendment that will be voted on at the election session. The proposal would change the wording from section to region. The information for this has been previously sent out to you, and hopefully many of you were able to attend the town hall regarding this amendment earlier this semester. Be sure to update yourself on the matter so you have a full understanding of what is being voted on.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. We have completed all of the items on the written agenda for this session. Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this first business session of the 95th Illinois FFA State Convention. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, please join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare this session adjourned. Thank you all so much for attending, and we can't wait to see you June 13th. Please come back for our election session, and we'll be sure to get you a free t-shirt. Have a great evening, everyone.